Breaking new bonds, sovereignty in your frequency, and healing your physical body. Hey, gorgeous friends, it's Alyssa Rushton here with your July 2024 energy update for intuitives, sensitives, and awakened beings like yourself. I thought I would do something a little different this time around. I thought that just like always, by the way, we will choose a number between 1 and 5. So get ready right now. Take a moment and choose a number between 1 and 5 for the energies that most resonate with you. But this time, once you choose your number, I'm going to let you in on the back end. This is me channeling this information like I always do, but I don't always bring it to you in this way. So I'm literally going to share with you the recording that I do outside when I get the downloads. And I want to share it with you in this way because this is something that you too can do. You can get all this information for yourself. And we actually teach this inside the Divine Light Energy Healers Academy. But I wanted to share this with you because I just think it's a little magical, and you'll get to also hear my behind the scenes back end Alyssa self ask the guides some questions. So I hope you love this video in its new format. And let me know in the comments below because you guys know I love hearing from you. Also, if you're new here, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing awakened community. And if you always come by for these videos, then definitely drop me a comment so I can celebrate you and your gifts and your light. So let's go ahead and dive into this channeled message where you're going to hear me outside with the birds in nature. And remember to pick that number between 1 and 5 for the energy that's going to be most resonant and you'll be most working with this next month. And I'll see you on the other side of this video. Okay, Divine Light Team, let's talk about the energy messages for July, for the people of July. Sovereignty in your frequency. Many of you who have been working so diligently on yourselves have created a new place. You've reached a new place to where you really do have sovereignty in your frequency. You're finally the parts of yourself who you've been trying to become, and so you're sovereign in that frequency. And there are many people on the planet who have not yet reached this point, and they will be given many an uncomfortable opportunity to reach in and develop, just like you have, Alyssa, this sovereignty where they are unshakable in their frequency and their vibration, and it really doesn't matter what situation's going on, that they can just hold a vibration of love and a remembrance that they are a piece of divine and physical form. And just like you, many people might be given harder circumstances in order to be forced to take different actions, pushed to take different actions, although many will not take even the forcing. They will feel the forcing and they will choose to remain the same, and that is okay because they will be given other opportunities in this lifetime later and in other lifetimes to expand and to explore new realms of their body consciousness and their spiritual consciousness. Okay, guys, what was the other energy that you were just talking about? It was very exciting. Breaking new bonds. You're breaking new bonds, and you are, many of you this month in July are being afforded, given opportunities to restart your parts of your life in ways in which you wouldn't necessarily have known, but you've always wanted to have come through. So you have been working towards this, and for many people this might feel like a relationship restart, that they've been working on breaking a certain pattern and it's finally broken loose. They're finally seeing evidence in their life of this pattern no longer being a viable part of their energy field. It can also be related to jobs and how you make your livings, how you exist here on the planet. Many of you are being invited to see how you could do your daily lives differently as it relates to making your currency that you use as an exchange here You're being shown now ways in which you can trust more and you can move more into new ways of showing up in your life that don't perpetuate some of the old victimizations that you were imposing upon yourself, really, in your own businesses and in your own lives. So this month, you may be given opportunities for travel. You may be given opportunities to release a job that wasn't really working for you. And you also might be given opportunities to keep that same job or that same business and fall in love with it. Because sometimes the action isn't always to do something new. Sometimes the action is, for those of you who are in the position where you think leaving that job or leaving that business is the right step to take, many of you, the first action to take is fall in love with your current situation before you really would want to take the new action, because anything taken in the new without releasing the old will perpetuate the old. Divine Light Team, what other messages do we have for July? This is a continued theme that you will continue to experience for many months. It is a exposure of information. It is a understanding that you haven't had all the puzzle pieces. It is a leveling up of your consciousness. It is a pulling out and up for your human experience and recognizing that you are far more than your human experience, and that in essence your humanness hasn't been shown to you in its totality. And in many cases and cultures, especially in your westernized societies, that has been stripped from you and hidden from you directly so that you couldn't see what it truly means to be human. And so in July and continuing on, you will continuously see more information leaking, being filtered into your reality so that you can remember more of what it means to be human on the planet at this very pivotal time. And we say pivotal because there is new technologies coming online, new AI technologies coming online faster and swifter than ever. And human beings are being offered a choice point in how to interact with these technologies and how to swing the balance of the planet. We are very much excited to see how you will do this. And there is a tipping point happening. Okay, guys, can you give us anything that's going to be helpful for people that are trying to heal their bodies? You know, so many of us down here have been really struggling with healing ourselves and healing the bodies and running into disease. And can you give us some messages around that? Yes, we'd be delighted to. One of the ways in which human beings learn is you learn through experience. And through the body experience of being unwell, you are offered the opportunity to create wellness. Through the opportunities of being unhealed, you create the opportunities of having healedness. Through the opportunities of not having money, you learn to create abundance. And not only that, you are learning to stop the polarities and just become the frequency. And that is a big game for human beings right now, is to stop swinging the polarities and to become the frequency. And you, Alyssa, have been working on that, becoming the frequency. You were going into battle mode, and at some point you realized, through some gentle guidance, that you were working the polarities, and you knew that you had to just become the frequency. So the human beings that are going through the illness and the sickness right now on the planet, some of them man-made, some of them not, although we would all say that all of them are man-created, that many of them are man-created. The disease states that you have here in your humanly body systems, many of them are created through the chemicals that you consume daily in your diets, through the unnatural exposures you have created to electronics and electrical and magnetic systems that do not support your energy bodies. And you're being given technologies that can help you at the same time to hold new frequencies in your body. At the quantum level, a frequency of gas cannot sustain a frequency of liquid. A frequency of liquid cannot sustain a frequency of solid. And you are being invited to change your frequency from the solid state that you have always seen yourself in into a more, shall we say, liquid state, holding more light frequency, and having the ability to naturally heal your bodies without cutting, without carving, without chemicalizing. Not too far off in the future, you will have a DNA regenerator that you will visit when you have disease. And ultimately, this DNA regenerator is repatterning your frequencies in your body. Many of you are learning to do this for yourselves right now. You're learning to regenerate, repattern your DNA, your frequency. And so all of these diseases, including the ones like long COVID and vaccine related diseases that are, and other chemical diseases that are technically man made diseases, you still have the power over them to heal your body. You still have the power to change your frequency. Please do not go into the conspiracy theories of it, although many of those so-called conspiracy theories are actually true theories. However, exploring those does not support you in changing your frequency. Just give yourself an understanding that what you're dealing with is what you're dealing with, and anything outside of that is irrelevant to your healing process. And the only thing that you need is to hold a different frequency. You may also need to support your body differently than you have been. Alyssa has been doing a protocol for healing of these man-made diseases, and it's worked quite well for her. She's been doing herbal, homeopathic, and energetic protocols. And it's worked miraculously on something that she's been struggling with for almost 2 years, and she finally hit the magic combination, and she is better, and she knows that. Okay, so you're saying that even though it's a man-made disease in some cases, and all these gnarly things popping up very rapidly, that we can heal it. Yes, and that is what we're saying, and that is the blessing of the time, is that things are popping up very rapidly. And the gift of this particular viral sequence that has been imposed upon your planet, brought to your planet, is that it accelerates what was already inside of you. So for many people who didn't have much going on inside of them, disease process-wise, there's nothing really happening for them. And yet for others of you, such as yourself, Alyssa, who had so much at one time going on in her, you have had yet again so much to deal with. And this is a clearing process because, as we always say to you, you cannot take this stuff with you where you're going. And it is your role and your opportunity to clear the body and the DNA. This is your roles as human beings. You came here to help to eradicate the DNA and shift it back upwards into a multidimensional human, and have a re-remembrance of what it is to be a human, to have command over your body, to have command over your environment, to have command, to be in co-creatorship. Wow, thanks. Thank you. So to wrap it up, you're saying that we can shift this even though it feels pretty gnarly. Yes, that is what we're saying, and we're saying that many of you will not choose to shift it. Many souls at this time will feel either that it's too much work, too hard, or that their body's too far gone and they would like a reboot of their physical body into the next phase when things are a little easier and there's a little more of the download. And we show you now, Alyssa, the imagery of a child coming into this world in 1942 who would no sooner know how to work an iPad. And even that child now, in this year of your time, is 82, and they no sooner know how to work an iPad because it's not in their DNA storage banks. And yet, the kids coming in now, at 1 year old, know how to work the iPad because the information is in their DNA storage banks. It's already programmed into their system. So what you humans need to understand is that you pass your cleared state and your uncleared state, your blocks, your traumas, your unhealedness, your healedness, whatever that pattern may be, you pass it on to the next generation, and so on and so on. And you, Alyssa, who doesn't have any children, and many people like you, might be wondering, well, why the heck am I going through this work? Because ultimately, you are helping the people around you to imprint new frequency and new data. And many times you are 10x in this, so you can really get it. Thank you, guys. That was really awesome. Really appreciate you. Is there anything else for the people? I know that many people are feeling uncertain about money. Yes, your monetary system of currency, exchanging current, is due for an overhaul. You are the only, we'll call you a society, although there's many societies, there's many civilizations on your planet. You don't think of them as civilizations. The bird civilization, the whale civilization, the dolphin civilization, the fish civilization, who don't exchange any currency. You're the only ones who do so. And this was an idea implanted in your civilizations, in your societies, a long time ago. And human beings are finally waking up to this idea that you did not come here from one man named Adam. You're waking up to a broader, larger idea, and those ideas have much truth in them, although you still don't know the full picture. When you were brought here, there was a hierarchy of sorts, and in that hierarchy were built in systems of exchange to keep certain ones elevated and other ones not. And you have, like a fractal pattern, kept replicating that to the point to which it's played itself out and will need to change vastly. And there's some higher timelines of that and some lower timelines of that. Alyssa, you've personally been given and gifted with this idea of what can absolutely transform this for humanity, our exchange of currency. It's a baby step into not exchanging it at all. There will come a time when you do not exchange currency here. Okay, but what can help us now? Like, what can actually be helpful to us right now? Tuning into the frequency that abundance is within you. Trying to create something is polarizing the opposite of that. So every day, allow yourself to tap into the currency of abundance. Alyssa, you were shown this currency, this frequency, back in 2017, and we showed you the true nature of abundance, and we opened up a light portal for you and said, this is the new abundance. And you've been wondering how to work with that because you didn't understand at the time that it's simply a frequency that you run through your body. And so how you become abundant is you run a frequency of abundance through your body and you be abundance. You don't search for it. You don't try to create it. You just be it. Just like peace, you don't search for it. You don't try to create it. You just be it. And that is the secret to working with the energies of these times, which are accelerating. Your thoughts are manifesting faster. Your people are becoming more telepathic, more telekinetic. The currency is changing on the planet. And you are changing as well. Okay, but will our bodies change into those crystalline? I mean, everybody's talking about crystalline light bodies. Technically, your physical bodies will change with or without crystalline frequencies. Your bodies are always in change and in flux. And yes, there is new frequencies coming onto the planet that your bodies are going to have to learn to hold and buffer at the same time. For many of you, this has been quite difficult. The more sensitive you are, the more difficult it has been. And many of you wonder why people who do not eat clean diets and are not engaging in a healthy lifestyle do not feel any ill effects from this time. And we would say because you're a highly sensitive being and they are not. And while
they are actually having effects, they are not feeling them to the extent to which you are because of the lack of desensitization that they have placed upon their bodies. Wow, that's really helpful. Thank you for explaining it that way. Is there a personal attunement you can give more peace and more love and more abundance and radiate more radiance? Yes, absolutely. We'll sing it to you now.
Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you liked this newer version. I don't know if I'll do this again, but in this month, I just thought, why the heck not? So let me know if you liked it or if you want me to go back to the old format. And be sure to give this video a like and a comment. It really helps me, helps the channel. And share this video with somebody who you know could use a boost. I love you so much. Have a magical month of July, and bye for now.